Memories are the sum of all things that we remember. They allow us to shape our perspectives of the world around us. I have memories of building leaf piles with my brothers in the fall and cooking dinner with my mom after finishing my homework. These memories help me develop my value of family and what it means to me. I also have memories of getting in my first fight with a friend in 6th grade, and also being rejected by my crush in 7th grade. These memories taught me the importance of developing thick skin, what to look for in friends and boyfriends, but most importantly, perseverance. Ultimately, memories help build our character and make us unique individuals. Although memories shape who we are, some people have memories that are so damaging that they have the power to make life unbearable. For example, as shown in the definition of trauma, traumatic experiences can range from terrible accidents to natural disasters to rape. As opposed to the lighthearted memories that I previously shared, traumatic memories can make the individual relive their experience every day, causing them to live in fear of that memory and even wish that they could remove it from the brain. Traumatic memories come with painful flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, and become so consuming that it can practically debilitate the victim experiencing the trauma. Science and technology is always advancing and is now introducing us to a new solution to this problem: the concept of memory editing. Techniques are being developed that allow memories to be enhanced or impaired in the human brain through neuronal mechanisms. This might sound exciting at first glance because it reflects on the abilities that we have in today's day and age. In fact, I'm sure we've all assumed at one point that this was impossible. However, after taking the time to understand this ability, I start to fear the concept of memory editing and the amount of power in the hands of scientists. I started to question if memory editing was ethical or not. By applying my research and my own personal traumatic experience, I came to the conclusion that memory editing is an unethical practice for the human race. Victims of severe trauma will find more benefits in the long run through more ethical treatments like therapy and medication. It's important to first understand some of the ways in which researchers propose the concept of memory editing. $80 million has already been invested towards developing a wireless memory prosthetic with the purpose of helping people who suffer memory loss as a result of traumatic brain injury. However, this investment led to the development of the commercial use of prosthetic memory devices that will one day be available to the public in the form of silicone memory chips that serve as on-demand cognitive enhancements. Stephen Ramirez, a neuroscience professor at Harvard, explained how the first step is pinpointing the physical locations of the memories in the brain. He experimented with mice by pinpointing the hippocampus and eventually discovered ways to manipulate memory. Other researchers suggest the possibility of altering memories through pharmacological agents. For example, certain medications have the power to interfere with the consolidation stage of memory development. Researchers explain how beta blockers are one method of a medication that appears to block consolidation of traumatic memories if given soon enough after the event. Ultimately, this medication has the power to reduce PTSD by altering memories. When I first read about memory editing, my initial reaction was, whoa, that's pretty cool. Who wouldn't want to permanently forget the worst day of their life, or maybe the person who caused you the most pain? It's easy to glorify this practice if it guarantees a life without terrible experiences that keep you up at night. However, while it first sounded exciting, it began to scare me pretty quickly after. I started to question if it was deemed ethical. Could there be a day where no one has to live with traumatic experiences? Someone could argue that the human race would be better off without traumatic experiences, but does that mean that everyone would live sugar-coated lives where hardships don't have to be dealt with? I mean, why would we suffer from pain if it can just be removed from our brains? The concept of memory editing made me question the abuse of scientific and technological powers. I eventually came to the conclusion that memory editing is dehumanizing because getting rid of memories is getting rid of crucial parts of our identities. This year, I witnessed a very traumatic breakup. It kept me up at night for months. I stopped leaving my room out of fear, and eventually, I reached a point where everything I did was consumed by him and what he did to me. I relived this traumatic experience every day and wished that it never happened, let alone that I had ever even met him. While my breakup was terrible, to say the least, it took me months and months after it to stop wishing that it never happened. I realized that I can't control the way that everything plays out in my life, and that's okay. No one deserves trauma, but when it happens, there are lessons and there's insight that can be taken away from it. The insight from my traumatic relationship allows me to give guidance and hope to those suffering from similar trauma, and also allows me to understand my own emotions better. Most importantly, my experiences allowed me to develop core values, expectations, and boundaries. I know from personal experience that people suffering real traumatizing events cannot simply move on from those events. I also know that I cannot put myself in the shoes of other trauma survivors, as no one's experience is the same. However, I believe that removing traumatic experiences from the brain is unethical and worse for the long run. Removing these experiences is almost like taking a shortcut in life. Humans can get rid of unwanted emotions without having to undergo the healing process, a process that I believe is crucial for growth and development as an individual. This is problematic for the long run because individuals will be deprived of the growth, lessons, and the insight that comes from these experiences. A world where no one experiences and works through their trauma is a sugar-coated world that eliminates real human experiences and the emotions that come with it. Therapy and medication are ethical and more beneficial methods to help trauma victims as opposed to editing memories in the brain. A combination of psychotherapy, such as cognitive or exposure therapy, with medication provides a number of benefits. Some of these are learning the skills to address your symptoms, helping you think better about yourself, others in the world, learning ways to cope if any symptoms arise again, and treating other problems often related to the traumatic experiences, like depression, anxiety, or the misuse of alcohol or drugs. The benefits of psychotherapy and medication can last for the rest of an individual's life, guiding them through future experiences. Memory editing, on the other hand, simply deprives the individual of the memory. While this will relieve the individual of the pain from the experience, they will gain nothing else from it. No growth or reflection will take place, and none of the necessary issues surrounding the situation will be truly resolved. A world where individuals have the power to eliminate memories is a world where humanity begins to lose itself to the power of technology.